What is the most important asset that we have as human beings? A lot of times I think we've been told that it's time, right? From older people, they say use your time wisely because, or youth is wasted on the young, right? Like you don't know what you should take care of your time and use it to the best of your knowledge, right? And I think in a lot of ways it's true. Time is an absolute resource that we have. But I think even more important is what we do with that time. So our focus and our attention might be our most important resource, because as soon as we start focusing on something, have you noticed how everything starts to be created around that? So for example, if you decide that you're going to start studying something, all of a sudden you're putting a focus on that and you see where that brings you. Maybe that brings you into a new career. Maybe it brings you into a new mindset. Maybe it brings you to learning something completely new and making new friends. But you focused on making that choice of opening up that door, which means that it leads you to another place. Same thing goes with our body. Let's say we have an issue in our body, an inflammation or something like that. We put our focus on it because it hurts. And we say, oh, what's going on over here? And we start to try to figure out how to heal ourselves. Maybe we go see a doctor. Maybe we, start eating better, whatever it is, right? We're putting our focus on it. We read that we need to drink a lot of water, so we start doing that, right? We're putting our focus on our health. So as soon as you put your focus on something, let's say you say, oh, I really would like to have a dog, and you never had that thought before. Now you automatically see dogs everywhere. You start to look for dogs. Maybe you look at, oh, there's a puppy for sale over there, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, you have a dog in your life, right? Or when you're thinking about like, now it's time for us to have a baby. What happens when you start thinking about having a baby? Because this is what happened to me. You see pregnant people everywhere. It's as if they pop out of nowhere. You live in the Truman Show, and now all of a sudden there's all these pregnant ladies, because that's what you focused on. And then maybe you become pregnant yourself, and now you see pregnant ladies even more everywhere because you're just like identifying as a pregnant person. So you start to see bellies everywhere, right? That's the power that we have with our creative force in terms of our attention and our focus. So you could choose to focus on the things that you want, or you could choose to worry about things, right? So somebody once said that the anxiety and excitement are just two sides of the same coin. Like if you feel that kind of energy in your body, like, oh, it's all tingly, you're all worried, you're anxious, flip that around and say, wow, I'm really excited. And try that on for a change and see how it goes. It's like you will really start to see that you can kind of flip your emotions around and put your focus on the good emotions. Because, for example, if you focus on the other side of things, right, we'll talk about that for a second. If you say, I hate my life, the universe will say back, yes, you hate your life. And you will receive that over and over again, a life that you hate. But if you start to, like, at least like my life is okay, put yourself in the middle lane for the beginning, in the beginning to focus on like my life is okay. And then you start to pull the needle a little more and you say, I love my life. I love my life. And the universe is like, oh, you love your life. It's a lovely life. And you're going to start to receive that back. So your focus is what you focus on, what you think about, what you emote about, your emotions. That's the life you're going to see. And that's the creative power that we have as human beings, which is actually incredible. Like if you listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza, he'll talk about how this has been shown in labs, that when you actually focus on something, you put your intention to it, you raise your frequency, and watch your life change. It's not like the outside world is telling us and dictating to us. It's the opposite. You are the creator. You are the director of your own movie. So when you start to exude that energy of like, I love my life, your focus is that. Even if it feels a little weird in the beginning, you might feel like, I love my life, right? Clenched teeth, and you're like, but I really hate it. do little nice things for yourself. Focus on the small things that you can focus on. Focus on that beautiful cup of coffee that you made yourself with like that whipped milk on top, or you made a little flour and you're like, okay, at least I have this cup of coffee. Everything else is going down, but I got this, right? So focus on the things that you can love and start to pull that needle of focus and attention into love. And then what happens is it's difficult in the beginning, but then you'll see an exponential growth of that feeling as soon as you start to move that needle over. And we'll fall back. We'll put our attention on the worries and anxiety and so on more times than we would like to. And there's this kind of roller coaster of things. But once you start focus your attention, put your thoughts and your emotion into where you want to be, and actually going back to Dr. Joe Dispenza, our body doesn't know the difference between what we're experiencing and what we are telling ourselves that we're experiencing, if that makes any sense. So if you experience something, it might be an awful thing, but if your mind is like, oh, it's going to be okay, you know, I accept this, I still love my life, then our mind says, okay, that's my reality, right? So it doesn't matter what happens on the outside. What matters is what happens on the inside. And again, this has been shown through many, many studies. So we can train ourselves, our own system, to focus on the good part of things instead of the bad. I hope you like this video. Remember, your focus and your intention is your superpower. That's what makes you a creator. If you like this, please leave a comment below. Tell me what you're focusing on right now. You know, maybe you're focusing on love. Maybe you're focusing on gratitude. Maybe you're focusing on bliss, or, you know, more quiet time or more time for you. You know, put your focus on that. Drop me a comment below. I would love to chat with you. Lots of love. Namaste.